Hey everyone, today we are getting our farm on with a review of Harvest Dice, a new game by Gray Fox Games and Danny Devine. This is a small box dice drafting pencil and paper game in which you and your friends will compete in order to see who has the most luxurious farm and the fattest pig by the end of the game. So we're going to take a look at how it works and what we think of it in this, the Cardboard Herald's review of Harvest Dice. In the world of Harvest Dice, they expect you to do some farming. Fortunately, when you crack open the box, you get a set of fairly simple but functional tools. You get dice, 3 each of carrots, lettuce, and tomato dice. You get pencils. Yeah, this is a pencil and pad of paper style game. And then, of course, you need the pads of paper here. Yes, I said pads. There's multiple here. There's a basic mode and a big kid mode. Since I think this is a pretty easy game for most people to grasp, most of you are going to be ditching the basic mode right away, never to play again. Alright, so here's how you harvest in Harvest Dice. First off, everyone is going to have a piece of paper from this pad, which represents their farm. Anytime you get any vegetables, you're going to be making marks on this in order to represent that. No erasers. You also have first player token and you have dice representing 3 different types of vegetables. You got your green lettuce, your red tomatoes, and your orange carrots. On a player's turn, starting with the first player is going to roll all these dice, and then players are going to alternate drafting. When you select a die from the center, one of 2 things are going to happen. Either you're going to end up planting it in your farm here, if possible, or you're going to end up feeding it to your pig. There's strategic reasons why you'd want either to happen. The first time you take any type of vegetable, you're going to plant it in your farm. Let's say I take this 4 tomato, I pick a spot in the 4 column, and I'm going to put a tomato in it. And we're going to pretend this looks like a tomato. I never said I'm an artist. If you really hate drawing, you could always write a T, but come on, drawing is a big part of the fun in this game. Then, the next time after everyone picks a die and you pick one, you then have to either decide, is it adjacent to your existing crop of that type? In this case, my 2 is not anywhere adjacent to my tomatoes. I must then feed it to my pig. I put 2 pips worth of food in my pig's belly because it's a 2-pip die. Had I taken this 6 carrot instead, it's my first carrot, and I would end up drawing a carrot on my board. Now, players continue until only 1 die is left in the center. At that time, the value of that crop for every player is increased by 1, saying that lettuce is now worth 1 point at the end of the game. This is going to be a big part of the strategy of the game, is making sure that the crop remaining in the center is of the type that you are developing a lot of in your farm. A big way to make sure that this is happening is through using pig powers. Pig powers allow you to treat the dice as a different color or increase or decrease the value as you go along. The more you fill out, the more pig powers you have access to. They are one and done use. You play until 1 person has filled out their entire farm, 1 person has completely fed their pig, or 1 vegetable reaches value 6. Finish out the round and you count points. Here's how it's done. It's quick, simple, and easy. First off, everyone is going to get points for the vegetables in their farm equal to the amount that each vegetable is worth. So if you have 5 lettuce and they're each worth 3 points, you're going to get 15 points for that. You also get 5 points for every row that you complete in your farm, and the further down on the pig track that you've managed to get, the last completed row gives you points. You also, in the advanced big kid mode, which I highly recommend that you play, that you get points for having the fattest pig or the most of each vegetable. So you're competing to see how you're going to dominate your opponents in Harvest Dice. Person with the most points, harvested the best, wins the game. Let's talk about what Harvest Dice is and is not. First off, it is a very fast-playing strategic game with a lot of cool decisions that's easy to learn and easy to teach. I like that at times you're deciding whether to take the best dice for yourself or the best dice for your opponent, watching it to their horror as you feed it to your pig. That feels awesome. I also really like that you feel like a genius when you manage to pull off having the last dice in the pool be the one that you are most invested in. That feels really good. It also takes a very short amount of time and is compact, so it's easy to travel with. What it isn't is particularly deep. Not that it claims to be, but in a world of many, many awesome small box games, this one doesn't feel like it's going to have long-term sustainability for a gamer. I mean, it plays pretty much the same from game to game, and it just doesn't have a lot of systems going on, and it certainly doesn't have a thematic tie that you really feel like you're actually farming or anything. Probably the most interesting thematic thing about the game is drawing your vegetables, which is cool. That said, I've found plenty of situations where people who are not particularly interested in games, or at least these modern games that I'm all the time playing, have wanted to play Harvest Dice multiple times in a row, and it is way more satisfying than playing Pinochle or Rummy Cube over and over again. Sorry, all you Rummy heads out there. So the end result is I like Harvest Dice, I like playing Harvest Dice, but I got plenty of games in my collection that deliver a little bit more satisfying gameplay to me that I think I'm going to hold on to before holding on to this one. That said, if anyone told me that they wanted to play Harvest Dice, I would totally be down for playing it with them. And so it may still be the perfect game for you and your situation. So that's the Cardboard Herald's review of Harvest Dice by Danny Devine and Gray Fox Games. What did you think of our review? Did you agree or disagree? Did you play the game or pass on the game based off of our review? Let us know in the comments below. Now, go forth, play some good games, don't forget to feed your pig, and above all, thank you so much for watching the Cardboard Herald.